We're Jess and Miles. In 2019, we quit our jobs to pursue a dream of long-term travel around the world. After traveling for 6 months, we were brought back to the U.S. due to COVID-19. We are back on the road in the United States. We just had an incredible weekend in Yosemite National Park, and now we're going to spend the next couple of days exploring Big Sur. This 90-mile stretch along the Pacific Coast Highway is considered one of the most scenic drives in the country. We are starting our time here at Point Lobos, which is actually just a little bit north of Big Sur, but from what I understand, it's still definitely worth the stop, and there are several hiking trails in the area, and we are going to take a quick stroll along the coast.
Since we left the Olympic Peninsula in Washington a few weeks ago, we've been making our way south towards San Diego, and this is an area of the coast we've been really excited to explore. So we're going to be dedicating the next couple of days to this area of the coastline, and I can't believe this is going to be one of the final stops of our road trip before we start making our way east.
This park has some really awesome coastal views, but what is just as impressive is all the wildlife. There are hundreds of pelicans on these rocks and harbor seals.
So our goal today is to make it down to Pfeiffer Beach for sunset, which is about 30 miles down the coast from where we started. And there are several stops that we're going to make along the way because this coast is absolutely beautiful.
California coastline, this has to be one of the most iconic images that comes to mind. We have just come to the Bixby Bridge, which was built in 1932. It stands 260 feet above this very steep canyon with beautiful rocky coastline. This is definitely a must-see stop along the California coast. We have made it to Pfeiffer Beach just in time for sunset. It is very windy here, so we're trying to stand behind this rock to protect ourselves from the sand blasting that's currently going on. It's a beautiful sunset though.
It's day 2 for us here on the California coast. We're just south of where we watched sunset at Pfeiffer Beach last night. It was a beautiful sunset, but we're honestly still knocking some sand out of our ears with how windy it was. But we've got another perfect blue sky day here, and we're making our way south to Morro Bay where we're staying tonight.
Our first stop today is at the McWay Falls. This is another one of those really iconic viewpoints along the California coast. They typically have a trail that lets you get down a little bit closer to it, but it's actually closed because of the wildfire damage. But we're still able to view it here from above, and this really is beautiful. You have this 80-foot waterfall that drops down onto this beach. It's set in this little cove. This is the perfect way to start day 2. From what I found online, it seems like the northern section of Big Sur up to this point is definitely the most popular. I don't have a ton planned out for the rest of our drive today, but I'm still really excited to see what we can find.
We're headed to another waterfall up the road a little ways, but we decided to just stop on the side of the road and walk out to one of these beaches. We're not sure if we're supposed to be out on any of these trails, but it was a little too enticing not to at least try to get out to the beach.
I wore the wrong attire today.
Find a cave?
Yeah.
How far does it go?
Not far.
Well, that was a fun detour, but it's time to head back to the car and get back on the road.
We have come to the Salmon Creek Trail, which is where we are assuming the Salmon Creek waterfall is. This was actually a recommendation from our Airbnb host. So to be honest, we're not really sure what to expect or how long the trail is or if it's a worthwhile stop, but here goes nothing. Please be careful.
That was easy enough. It was probably only about a 5-minute walk from the pullout. It does require some scrambling over very slick rocks to get to the actual waterfall, but I'd say it was definitely a worthwhile stop. We've just come to what's probably going to be our last stop before sunset. We're at Elephant Seal Point, and there are a ton of elephant seals here. Most of them are just laying around, but it looks like some of the males are actually fighting out in the surf.
They are so entertaining to watch. I love watching them move. They go like 2 steps and then they stop. And they go 2 more steps and then they stop again. Like they have to take a break.
Well, we've come just down the beach from Elephant Seal Point, and we found a nice secluded spot to enjoy the sunset tonight.
It has been such an awesome 2 days at Big Sur.
Look at her go in those sassy boots.